Welcome back, everyone, to episode 14 of our Final Fantasy VI extended play, possible full play. Still haven't decided. We're getting good and deep into the game, and I think at this point I should probably just say we're going to go ahead and play the whole thing. That's not going to be the case necessarily with every game that we look at as part of Nub's RPG Wednesday, but this one I think probably merits a full playthrough just to see everything that there is to see in this game. In between the episodes, and in the last episode, obviously, we did a little bit of a cleanup on the overworld map for the stuff that you could finally do because you had access to the airship. I went ahead and did a couple of rotations on the Veldt to pick up a whole bunch of enemies that we had encountered since the last time that Sabin and Cyan and Gao were out there, as well as go to the auction house and pick up at least one of the Magicite shards. That was what we did in the previous episode. In the time between the recording of that episode and today, I did actually go back and pick up the other Magicite shard that you can pick up in that room, in the auction house. Let's just go ahead and pick Gao. That was the Zona Seeker, and what you do when you pick that up is you learn Rasp and Osmos really, really fast, as well as Shell, which is a magic defense boost. So I think all three of these you can learn from someone else. So along with, what was the other one? Golem, that you could pick up from the auction house, which taught Protect, Stop, and Cura. Those were all spells that you could learn from another Esper. You didn't necessarily have to go get those two Magicite shards from the auction house. You could technically learn them from any of the others that you already had access to at any point in time. In the previous episode, we also picked up Seraph. Again, teaches you a whole bunch of spells that you could probably learn somewhere else, but you could also learn them much, much faster by going through that particular Esper, or, Esper, Magicite, whatever. We also picked up a whole bunch of rages that were going to be incredibly useful going forward for the time being. In particular, I did pick up a copy of Magna Rotor, which allows us to cast Bio for free. We have Cloud, which allows us to cast Thundara. I actually have a list of all the really good ones that we picked up. Let's see. Briareus and Chimera. Briareus allows you to cast Cyclonic, which is a wind attack that does 97.5% of the enemy's health and damage, if it hits. That's the key word there, if it hits. It has a chance to miss, which makes it kind of a risky attack, but if it works, it hits for a lot of damage. As well as Chimera. Chimera teaches you Aqua Breath, which we also learned from another one that I picked up, which was Anguiform, which we fought in the Serpent Trench. So immediately after leaving the Veldt, we had the encounter with an enemy that teaches you a really strong water-based attack. I think in the previous episode on camera, we encountered a Hillgigas, which teaches Magnitude 8. And then one that I was a little surprised we never found on the first tour of the area. Let me see if I can find him. Guard Leader. Guard Leader is one of the few bosses that you can actually find on the Veldt and learn. And Guard Leader teaches you Wind Slash, which is a very nice wind-based attack that hits every enemy on the screen. Then there were a couple of others that we may have already had. Dark Side, which I don't know if we had learned that the first time around, teaches Blizzara. Again, Cloud taught Thundara, and Templar teaches Fira, however you want to say that. So they have all the level 2 elemental-based skills. And then there were two others that were mainly defensive-based, which are Destroyer, which allows you to cast Re-Raise on, I think, just Gao, but he might cast it on everyone else. I'm not 100% on that. And General, and I have no idea where General is on the list, but General allows him to cast Cura. So I have a very large selection of enemy types to cast just about everything that you could possibly want with Gao now, which makes him basically an invaluable member of the party at this point in time, because he can do all that without casting or using a single point of his magic. Technically, everyone else could probably cast the majority of these non-specialized spells at a cost, using their magic points. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right back to where we needed to be. I am right outside of the town of Jador because I had gone and picked up that second Magicite shard out of there. Let's see, where is... That's the Returner hideout. There's Narshe. I think there was something I wanted to do here. Let me see if I have enough money for it. I wanted to go get another Hawkeye. I think I only had the one. Let me double check that. And I think the best way to do that is to sort, since I haven't been sorting my equipment. Hawkeye. Yeah, I just have the one Hawkeye. I want to buy a second one because at some point we're probably going to switch back to Locke, and Locke would benefit from having two good weapons to attack enemies with. Let's go ahead and... Where was that weapon shop? I thought it was back this way. Maybe not. There it is. Alright, so let's get a second one of these. Yes. We now have a lot of cash because I spent a long time walking in circles around the Veldt trying to learn a bunch of rages for Gal. And I think that was everything we were going to give him. And then we also got all of those Gaia gear armor sets for everyone in the team. So now the Gaia gear has the nice benefit of blocking Earth-based attacks. So I believe Quake, Magnitude 8, possibly Sandstorm. Sandstorm might be a wind-based attack. But all of those will heal the party members if they actually get hit while they're wearing that armor. And I think that was it. So we didn't need to talk to anyone here. What they were telling us, and I think we did this in the last episode, was that we needed to go to the sealed gate with Terra to try to... I'm not even sure what it was. Talk to the Espers, stop the Espers, protect them, something like that. And we do that by going this way. I also wanted to go back to Jador and try to get one of the angel rings, which cast regen on whoever's using it, but it turns out not only was that a really expensive and not terribly useful spell to take up a relic slot for, but you actually can buy them later in the game. You don't have to get it right now. It's a nice boost to your ability right away, but you don't have to. I think I'm in the right spot. I guess we're going to find out if I get stopped. No, we're in the wrong spot. Oh, no. Oh, we are in the right spot. Okay. All right, we're in the right spot. That's odd. There aren't any guards. We shouldn't stand around. Let's go. And I don't know if we can do anything here. I think this is one of the ones that you can't get into because the door is locked. Right? Yep. It's locked. All right, so the only way you're going to get into that room is you come back to this area after you have the banquet with the Empire, where basically you chide them for being bad guys, and then they just kind of go, oh, we're sorry, we won't do it anymore. Not sure what I'm supposed to do. Can I go that way? I might be able to go this way. I really like the Empire's logo. If this is their logo, that's badass. I don't even know what it is. It just looks cool. Like it's bleeding off of the flag. Okay, so here we are. We're at the sealed gate. I'm gonna take a sip here. Remember to stay hydrated. Uh-oh. Lich, Provoker, and Antares. Alright, so there's a good chance that all three of those enemies, or at least two of them, are going to be... which one is Twilight Requiem? Undead, and if you cast healing spells on them, they would take more damage. Which one is my fire-based Templar? Yeah, do that. Did that heal them? I probably should have looked before I cast. Pick Templar, who does fire-based damage. That's not good. Oh no, they're getting healed. No! Oh crap. Okay, so we're gonna have to do some magic. Let's do this. That might help out. There we go. Alright, so important to note, they are weak to ice. Assassin's Dagger. Ooh, I think that is actually for... If it's not for Setzer, it's going to be for Lock or Shadow. I guess the easy way to find out is to go into my items and see where it falls. Lock and Shadow. Okay. And it randomly kills enemies in one hit, so it's not reliable if you're trying to dispatch enemies quickly in that regard. And I think enemies that have death protection or KO protection won't actually be affected by it, so you'd be wasting your time trying to do it. Okay, so let's find... Where is my Veil Dancer? There she is. I might want to take off her sword before we go much further. She's just going to heal enemies every time she uses the basic attack like that. Yeah, that's not good. Now, 2 people actually know Blizzara. 2 rages give you the Blizzara attack. Veil Dancer and Darkside. I would use Veil Dancer first because it turns out Darkside makes you undead. So if you try to heal your party members while you're in the middle of a fight, you'll accidentally damage him. So that's not good. Alright, I think both of these characters are done. No, she's not done, but Gao is, right? Seraph, done. Because the Velt doesn't give you experience points, but it does give you AP, none of the characters in our party leveled up while I was doing a little rage grinding off-screen, but they did gain a ton of experience towards the Espers, so I'm going to go ahead and give him Ramu? Where are you with Kate Sith? Alright, so we're recording this episode on October 9th, 2023. Square Enix recently came out with a post on their Twitter account to basically clarify that their version of the character in Final Fantasy VII, the cat, that's a robot that controls another much bigger Moogle robot, the pronunciation of the name is not the original Celtic or Gaelic version, which is pronounced Ketchi. According to Square Enix, it is actually pronounced Kate Sith. So if you say Kate Sith, depending on the context, it is correct now. Why did they do that? I don't know. But it's interesting that they chose to do that ahead of time, and I'm guessing it's because when they started recording either in Japanese or in English, the voice actors really stumbled with that name, and they just said, you know what? Say Kate Sith. It's easier to pronounce. They may even address it in the next Final Fantasy VII game, where they decide to just have the characters get annoyed because none of them can pronounce Ketchi, so they just start saying, you know what, we're going to say Kate Sith, and that's the end of it. Oh. Kazekiri, I believe, is a weapon for Cyan. Looks like it. And it is. Ooh, and it does wind-based damage. And I believe that's one where if he hits the enemy, it actually has a chance to wind slash to them. Oh, yeah, before we go any further, I want to change her out with the Ice Brand. So that's going to do extra damage, I imagine. I think this is the one where the platforms can change on you. That's correct. And it would behoove me to pay attention to where the platforms are flipping. Alright, I want to get down to the bottom one. But I don't see it rotating. Was it right here? It was. Is there a way over there? I'm not seeing anything. Unless... No, because there's nothing in between those two that's flipping. I'll tell you what, we'll do this. We'll go back this way and see if... Oh! Okay, get up. I took damage from that, didn't I? Not much. 8 hit points if you fall in lava. Our characters are apparently impervious to the damages of incredibly hot lava. Alright, I have no idea what to do here. We'll stay away from fire. Let's give them a taste of either Anguiform or Chimera and see if that does it. It did okay damage. And I botched the Aura Blitz. Oops. Whatever it's called. Goodbye. Alright, was this going to lead me down? It will. And it can lead me to that chest, so we want to do that. Alright, so let's look at the platforms and see where we need to go. I want to stop right here. And go down. Good. Alright, so I want to stop here. Alright, get it. Oh, very good. I believe that is an item for Satser. Uh-oh. I thought I could cross there. Alright, we're good. And down. Stop. Alright. There's a character in here who tells you about a bunch of goodies that are laying on the ground somewhere, and I cannot remember where that is. Alright, we did Anguiform, and it did decent damage. Let's try... Where's Chimera? Chimera does basically the same thing, but I believe depending on the version of it you use, sometimes it does more damage. Let's see, where was Chimera? There it is. This might be one that actually does take damage from fire more so than ice. I guess we're about to find out. Oh yeah, look at that. Jeez. Alright, so against this enemy, fire will help. And I believe the zombie dragons or undead dragons, fossil dragons, I believe all of them are strong against any kind of earth-based attacks, so magnitude 8 would not help me here. I was a little bit bummed because I kept trying to find Lit War Chicken in the Veld in between episodes to see if I could get the ability to... Where are my eye drops? They're there. Get the ability to cast Quake with Gal, which is a really damaging spell, but I could not catch a group of enemies that had Lit War Chicken in it, no matter what I did. No, actually, I take it back. I had a couple of groups. Alright, I guess this is in the platform pops. I had a couple of groups that had Lit War Chicken, but every single time I ran into them, it seems like Gal was already out trying to learn something else. So I was not having any luck in that regard. Alright, Templar would be good here, just to do some fire damage. Wow, yeah. So earth-based attacks do next to nothing. Did what, 13? 13 hit points for the cave-in on top of that zombie dragon. I have no idea what I'm getting to here. Anything? That seemed like a pointless little side path. Now we'll keep doing Twilight because it does give me a chance to Will-O-the-Wisp. And you can cast Fira. Again, what I would say early on in the game, since the amount of AP you learn is, or gain from fights is fairly low, you're probably better off not using Terra's trance move until you get to a boss fight. Because I'm pretty sure every time you use it, since we talked about this in the previous set, oh, there we go. Every time you use the trance ability, the length of time it lasts for is based purely on whether or not you've gained a bunch of AP. And the more AP you've gained since the last time you used trance, the longer it lasts. If you use trance, I believe it sets the counter, the counter for it back to 0. So if you use it often, you're never going to have more than maybe a handful of seconds of value. Chimera. And if all else fails, we can always fall back on Stray Cat, which does a ton of physical damage to these enemies. Oh boy. Alright, I forgot. No fire against these guys. Looks like no earth either. Heal up, we'll do my heal tank, Mog. Let's see, where are you at? You're fine. How about you? You're still learning. Bismarck, I believe I'm just doing this to learn life? Yeah. And I might be able to learn it, oh yeah, faster right here. There we go. Good change there. And you are at 35% for poisons. You're fine. Alright. Again, if you're super... I have no idea which switches are the right ones here. If you're super worried about building stats, I would recommend, like, making sure you pick exactly the right Esper when you're leveling to give your character whatever stat boost they get when they do level per the Esper. This early in the game, I'm not too worried about it. Maybe late in the late half of the game, when everyone already knows all the spells, that's when I start picking Espers based on what stat do I want to build for this character. And right now, just not that worried about it. Not a big deal. We're going to do Briareus to see if I can get Cyclonic to work once. I'm not counting on it. That time I don't even think I got... oh, I got Raging Fist working. Unfortunately, I think it's actually a fairly low success rate for the hit of Cyclonic, and it doesn't work on, I want to say, air-based enemies at all. Here we go. Let's see if it works. It hit 1. So the Outcast is basically on death's door at this point, because that did all but, 2.5% of their health. Dead. This is going to do next to nothing. Cast Will-o'-the-Wisp, man. Oh, it did. Okay, it did some damage. I wonder if Cave-In is working the same way that Cyclonic does. It does a significant chunk of their health and damage, but doesn't outright kill them. Okay, we got a path here. Oh, a save point and a chest. Monster in a box. Oh. But a tent. We have not been terribly diligent about using these when we had a chance in dungeons, and we have plenty of them, so we might as well do it, right? Okay, let's go ahead and save. Moving on. We're going to try a bunch of switches. I believe some of the ones that are over bridges. Oh, there we go. This is a ninja? Ninja. Cool. This can be a very dangerous fight. Stray Cat, I think is the move here. Where is it? Or it's over. So the good news is I believe the ninja actually gives you a rage on the Velt. No! And I was just about to claim all the treasure buried in the ground beneath the big stairway for my own. Dead. Let's go back and do this. I know it's not going to work. This is a trap. Actually, before we do that, is there anything here? There is. Just a path back to the main area. Alright. Twilight. And these guys are strong against fire, so we can't use fire. Let's do Veil Dancer. Where's Veil Dancer? Unfortunately, I believe they count as a flying enemy, so Magnitude 8 wouldn't do us any benefit here to use against these guys. Yeah, it seems like Cave-In is doing like a huge percentage of damage, but it's not outright killing anyone. And also it looks like after it hits, they suffer bleed damage, which I'm not sure if that makes sense. All right, so you cannot go back up the way I just came down. Interesting. We'll go back to Briareus again. See if we can do another cyclonic hit on everyone. Hit two of them. And the the zombie dragon's going to take 2 hit points. Well, he died from bleed. Looked like Gal blocked with his very fashionable cape that you never see unless he blocks. His trusty Invisi cloak. Alright, we haven't hit whatever switch will open that yet. If there is one that opens it. There should be. Seems pretty devious to put a treasure chest in the game that you absolutely can never reach. Like, say, in an item shop. We're gonna stray cat. I want you to punch one to death. Or scratch one to death, I guess. Or none of those things. Just don't do it. Alright. I think a whole bunch of people can swap to a new Esper now. You are learning... Oh, you're so close, but you're not there yet. Alright, but you can definitely change, right? Yes. Alright, so she can do... Shell. A whole bunch of stuff there. Bismarck. She really should know her offensive spells. Because that's her primary benefit, is being able to hit enemies with magic. It looks like she knows all those. We'll do these. Yeah, that's a good one. You should know life or raise now. Good. Black Haste Teleport. We'll do that one. Rama. You're still learning. Alright, good. And let's go ahead and take the opportunity to heal a little. Alright, moving on. So we're going to go hit that switch even though I already know what's going to happen. That's the one that's the bogus one that'll just drop you. Ah! Now we might be able to get to the chest back here. Yep, there it is. Cool. Another Genji glove. So if we want to give someone else the ability to do 2 attacks with their standard hits, That seems like the kind of thing that would probably benefit a character like, say, Setzer, who's useless otherwise. I'm sorry, I just don't like Setzer. I think he's a pretty useless character. I'll just do a physical attack. It's almost over. Snare. Got him. Snare's not a guaranteed hit. I believe that also is a roll against KO protection, and if the enemy has it, then they won't actually suffer from it. I might be wrong, because I would assume Fossil Dragon, Undead Dragon, whatever dragon type you want to talk about, that would probably be an enemy type that has KO protection, and it seems like it works just fine against him. Cool. And we got the one in the back that didn't get hit by Cyclonic. Cool. Very cool. Dead. And... dead. I believe Sabin just learned Float. So we can put him on something else. Like a status effect character. Something that's a slow burn. Yeah, that one's fine. And you just started learning that one, so you shouldn't have anything done yet. Same there. Just started. And you're still... well, you're close to learning Poison, so Gal will probably be the next I have to re-equip. I did that already. This, who knows? Alright, so that was safe. Alright, so this is the area that the ninja was talking about. This little platform here has some stuff that you can pick up. And it's kind of hidden. You can't necessarily see all of it just by looking at the ground. You have to kind of walk around and check every little square of that area. See you. Alright. I don't think any of this stuff here is terribly useful, but it is stuff that you want to dig up if you can, because it's free. An invisibility scroll, so that's for Shadow. Got another thing. Water scroll, another item for Shadow. In case it wasn't obvious, they're expecting Shadow to be part of your party sometime in the near future. Oh, where's Guard Leader? Let me see if I can do a wind attack and have it hit people. Guard Leader, there it is. Or have him just do a physical attack, whatever. Come on, do hit. Okay, it did damage both characters. That's what matters. Oh, there we go. I got a gold needle, which I think heals petrification. So not a terribly valuable set of items that we're picking up here. Veiled answer, veiled answer. There we go. Nope, nope. Veiled answer, not harvester. Oh, crap. I didn't want... Sabin should never physical attack. That's just not what he's good at. He has so many other options. That whiffed hard. No hit. Oh, and he definitely shouldn't be hitting while he's healing people. What are you doing, idiot? I think that just healed that enemy. It did. Ah, man, come on. He'll do it again, watch. Another will-o-wisp attack. There we go. There might be one more item up here that we can pick up, and then that's it. Stray cat. I want you to cat scratch someone. Or completely ignore what I asked for. Come on, cat scratch. I want to see some 2,000 damage hits. Not like that, you idiot. Now it's not going to matter, right? Yeah. I can only ask for the big hits. I can't make them happen. Alright, so Terra learned teleport. Was that the first of the 3 that she could learn? Oh, wait, who learned? Oh, did she get that because she leveled up? Oh, yeah. Yeah, even though you have the access to Espers at this point in the game, both Terra and Celis still learn spells, depending on how far in your level progression you've gotten with them. So if for some reason you didn't actually pick up the Esper that teaches you Merton or Meltdown in the retranslated version of the game, you actually can learn it if you're Terra at level... It's something really high, like 75 or 80. You can't be done yet, right? Yeah, not even close. You are done. So let's teach you something else. Poison and Libra are good. Let's go ahead and learn those. And you haven't learned anything. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's heal. Heal, heal, heal. A lot of people who need some health. And, yeah, one more. Okay. Monsters are just watching my character walk back and forth in the room thinking, are these guys idiots? Should we attack them, or are they just going to kill themselves walking off a ledge? I would say in this fight, Magna Rotor would absolutely not help because you're fighting an enemy that is Earth-based, like the Outcast, or the Zombie Dragon. Although I guess the Outcast might also be a zombie. A high ether. So now we're starting to get the really nice ethers. Alright, that's it. Oh, no, there's something here. I'm missing one. 293 gil. So our total haul was an invisibility scroll, a water scroll, a soft, and some money. Whee! That was absolutely not worth the effort you put into getting them. If you found something really cool, then we'd be talking, but no, that was all garbage. Let's do guard leader. Unfortunately, Sabin is not leveled up to the point where we learn wind, whatever his wind blitz is called. Wind Spinneroni. I don't know what it's called in the translation, the new translation. I would pay so much money to see someone name a spell Wind Spinneroni. Okay. Oh. Not where I was expecting that to go. If I'm not mistaken, this cave also has Ultima Weapon, the weapon, somewhere. And what that does is it actually does damage based off of your maximum health your current health over maximum health. Let me try to make that make sense. Basically, early in the game, it does decent damage. But if you have a higher max health pool, you do even more damage. And that damage is affected by whether or not you have full health or lower health. The lower your health, the less damage the weapon does. So right now, it may not be all that useful to anyone, but say at the end of the game when all the characters are, in theory, at max health, 9,999, it does 9,999 damage as long as you keep full health. Once you lose health, then it kind of loses some of its effectiveness. There's a door there. I can't go in. Now I can. I bet that is another save room. Failed answer. I haven't seen that one before, and it didn't help. The sad part is the one that would probably really benefit me here is the snow one, and we don't know it yet. Snow Rondo, or whatever it's called. Snow Rondo you don't learn until you get to the World of Ruin, when you can actually do some overworld fights or outside fights in the snow. Ah, why did I do that? That's not going to kill him. Alright, cool. Didn't matter. Let's go ahead and heal. Well, let's see what's in here first, and then we might heal. Magicite shard. So what the Magicite shards that are not named do is you use them as a consumable item, and they will cast a random Esper attack, which, by the way, we have not been doing in this. There's Ultimate Weapon. We have not been doing in this playthrough, but basically every time you equip an Esper, as you can see on the very bottom there, Judgment Bolt, if you're using Ramu, you actually can cast Judgment Bolt, and it hits all the enemies with lightning, and the Esper pops up, and you see whatever cool attack or animation that they have for it. It's okay. It does okay damage, but some of them are very expensive and maybe not the most useful in the world, so I tend not to use them very much. I mean, in the next fight, if it's, an enemy I know the damage weaknesses for, I might go ahead and use one if we have it equipped, but I'm not going to waste a bunch of time trying to cast them and then having nothing happen, or, worst case scenario, it actually heals the enemy. Alright, so they're all still learning, and let's go ahead and heal real quick. Mog is our heal daddy. Oh, and I have no idea if this is going to be worth our time, but we'll go ahead and swap her with the ultimate weapon. As you can see, it lists the attack as high as 255, which sounds impressive, but again, the damage is based on your character's max health. And it's not that high right now. So she might not do very much damage at all with this weapon. She might do a little bit. And the lower her hit points are when she does an attack, the less damage it does. So it's critical if you're using that to keep her topped off, or any other character that can use it. It is just a regular sword, so characters that use regular swords will be able to equip that. We'll do Stray Cat this time. Kill someone. There you go. I wasn't paying attention to how much damage she did. Let's see this time. She may not get another attack. Gal may be ready to fire off. I mean, it did okay damage. Oh, whoops. I don't know, I botched that. Whatever. And the outcast is probably dead. Well, not quite. There we go. So it does okay damage right now. The further in the game we get, the more potential she'll have to actually wreck fools. I think this one will lower it back down if you want to go back the other way. We won't go there just yet. I think we're going to turn around and try to get that other treasure chest that you can see. Oh, oops. Alright, try again. Started the blitz and then just started trying to pick something completely different. Let's do Anguiform. I don't think they're terribly weak against the Aqua Breath attack. Another cool effect with the ultimate weapon is the more health you have, the bigger the blade actually appears when you do an attack. So if you have full health, the blade appears like a big, massive sword in your hands. And if you have very little health left, it becomes like a little tiny butter knife. Yeah! Uh-oh. Alright, Anguiform has the side effect of making Gal blind. I'm guessing it's because Gal, or the Anguiform is a creature that is underwater, so presumably it can use ink to blind prey? I don't know if that makes sense. Pretty sure Anguiform is an eel, and eels don't have the ability to blast ink. At least not that I'm aware of. Ah, crap. Did I just botch that? I think you can press the other switch to pop it back open. You have to avoid it when you go around. Guard leader, guard leader. There we go. You know what we haven't been doing? Let's just try to change things. You have the chance to miss when you do a dance that's not in the region that you're in. But you can, as he just did, change it to your appropriate region for the dance, and then once it succeeds, he'll keep doing attacks like normal. No, don't shave life. Haha, you got nothing. And I think that's because Life Shaver is an Earth-based attack, which means that it would heal characters that are wearing Gaia gear. No, that didn't pop this, so I might not be able to get that anymore. Don't! There is also a chance, if I leave the room and come back, it'll pop back open. Let's do that again. Wind Rhapsody. It can still miss, which sucks, but... Oh, cool. It worked. I think that's a fire-based attack, so that might have just healed him. Oh, no, it's not. Cool. Fight over. Alright, let's try going in here and see if that pops open the path. If I lost the item, I lost the item. Not a big deal. I don't even know what's in it. Nope, he botched. Now, considering the fact that it's a quote-unquote dance, I feel like they missed an opportunity where the way to enable the dance or make it so that it succeeds and constantly keeps working is to just do a timed button prompt to a song. Like you're literally dancing with your button presses. And don't make it a terribly complicated melody. Make it, you know, like a ocarina of time, you know, do 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 do. Just do something simple like that. Instead, you just pick it and then hope he manages to do it right on his own. Make me an engaged player. Cool, it's open. So switch inside the chest. I'm gonna flick it. I don't know what that did for me. I suppose I could look it up. I have a guide right here I can look at. I'm not sure. Let's pick an attack here and let the two that can auto fight for the party just go ahead and wreck shop while I try to figure out what I just did. Okay, so it looks like I might have just unlocked a path further ahead that I'll kind of walk into. Aha, they're all trying these moves that aren't going to hit anything. Thank you, Gaia Gear. Screw you guys. I guess now would be a good time to say, full disclosure, my two favorite words on the channel. I am using a guide to just kind of give me the broad layout of what I need to do in the next area, but I'm not, like, taking notes step by step what I gotta do for each area. So there is some mystery to this. I don't know what the map layout is necessarily for each area. I'm just as lost as I was 20 years ago when I first played the game, because it's been, I'd say, about a decade. Because I got this Game Boy Advance game so that I could play something at work while I was in between job duties, you know, basically. Whenever I had something when I had a day that I knew I was going to be basically not busy the whole day, I could pull out the Game Boy and just play a little Final Fantasy VI. It's a long game. And the advantage of and I think at that point I wasn't using Game Boy Advance, I was actually using my Nintendo DS, which had the card slot for the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. The advantage there is, if you had to stop playing right in the middle of the game, you just close it and pick it right back up where you left off the next time you load it up. The brilliance of the design of the DS allowing you to just stop the game by closing it and then open it back up, and then it was right where you were left off. That was so smart, the way they designed that. Alright, I don't know... Aha! I think this is something good. That might have been what we unlocked. Alright, well, we got something for our efforts. How did you botch that? I was just doing the pummel or raging fist. It's literally left, right, left. And we just healed the outcast. You dummy. I think we're at the exit? Or we gotta be getting close somewhere. Guard leader, where is it? The advantage of learning all of these cool rages is you have a huge breadth of abilities that you can use once you learn them all. The downside is you get a lot of them that are basically copies and some that you absolutely would never find use for. Where it's like, oh, the character does critical hit, where it does 2 times physical damage. Who cares? I'm not going to use that one. Or status effect ones. Stop might be useful. A little. But I don't know if I'm ever going to go out of my way to use that particular one. Nothing. Alright, moving up. Are we there? I think we're there. We did it! We made our way to the sealed gate. And now Terra can have all of the spoken parts because the party was not pre-assigned, so none of the others necessarily were given speaking parts for this area. This is the sealed gate. Sure is. We're counting on you, Terra. ... Oh, no, wait, what was the... We're supposed to have her do an anime grunt? Oh! Kefka? Terra, quickly! The gate! I forgot all about this. Kefka! You followed us here? Oh, crap. It's been a while since I did the voice. All right, let's see if I can do it.
Just like the Emperor said. Give them Terra, and they'll open the gate for us.
Oh?
In other words, you've been playing into our hands all along. I have no business with you. I'm here to open the way to my promised glory.
You better think again, Kefka.
Oh dear, you want to fight, don't you? This is just dreadful.
We have to keep Kefka busy until... Busy? We have to keep... I can't speak. We have to keep Kefka busy until Terra slips through the gate. Why can't I say that? It's like a tongue twister. They're acting like it's a terribly long bridge. I feel like she crossed it halfway in about 3 steps. I don't know what environment we're in. Oh, the door's opening. Oh, that was fast. Uh-oh. Espers, heed my call. Oh, isn't this the part where they flake out and start flying out like crazy?
It's open! It's open!
Terra!
I've got a bad feeling about this. Something's coming this way!
And they all get down. Bahamut! Horn Man! Goat Man.
Oh, such frightful energy!
Wolf! Big Zolom Snake. Purple Lady. Terra! Oh, wait, no. Terra! She fainted, but not before she went, "Oh?" The gate! And it's sealed-ish. Sort of. I thought I said I was going to modify the Kefka voice, but it's just too much fun. We'll see. If it really starts wrecking my throat again, we might just stop and start talking like a normal human being when we do that part. Where did the Espers go? We'd better head back to the ship. Oh no, I'm not going to walk all the way. We have an item that we can use, right? Yes. There we go. Much easier. You know what? We're going to stop, save right here. Because if the game is about to force me into the next scenario without being able to get back to my ship, and I think that happens here, we don't want to start that, because this would probably be the part where we get taken to the capital, and we have to have a big banquet with the Emperor, and that is a very long sequence, and we definitely are not going to do much more in this episode, because we've already hit an hour mark. So, just to recap, we made it through the cave that led up to the sealed gate, got a bunch of items, and we opened the door to the sealed gate and let out a whole bunch of Espers who just kind of ran roughshod over the exit. Probably ran loose to go fight a bunch of stuff in the world, who knows. But ultimately we left, and we're probably about to be chided by the Emperor, but we're also going to give him a tongue lashing back, so it's going to be kind of like a verbal sparring session between the two sides. And we'll find out exactly how that turns out in the next episode. It is a big kind of mini-game sequence, and there is certain steps that you're supposed to follow. And I'm probably not going to get them all right, but we'll do the best we can based on what limited memory of that area layout that I still have. Basically, you have to talk to all the soldiers that you can within a certain time limit. It's like 5 minutes or something. You have to fight a couple of enemies. You have to actually talk to Kefka, even though he wastes a bunch of your time. I believe that is one of the ones that you're required to talk to. And then you go through the banquet and you have to answer a bunch of questions a very specific way. And all of that gives you a number of points. And the higher your total points after you finish the banquet, the more rewards you unlock as a result. Some of them are items that you get right away. Some of that stuff you actually have, like the observation post we're just outside of. There's a room in there that you can unlock if you do good enough. So it behooves you to try to do as good as you can in this, instead of just kind of blowing through it, not worrying about whether or not the answers you give at the banquet make sense. But we'll go ahead and save here. I think I'd already saved once. That's fine. And call this one an episode. That's going to do it for episode 14 of my Final Fantasy VI extended look / full playthrough. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.